Sustainable projects. Now you can listen to Radio Cayman everywhere.
Everywhere.
Can you hear me now?
Everywhere. Everywhere.
Yes, right from your Android or iPhone. Download the Radio Cayman app now on your Android or iOS phone.
The Radio Cayman app
is where you can listen to Radio Cayman everywhere you go.
Everywhere we go, we go. Everywhere we go, we go.
Find it in the Google Store, the Apple Store, or use the link at www.radiocayman.gov.ky.
Yes, now you can listen to Radio Cayman everywhere.
Oh, I think they're doing a great job. A lot of them are.
Good afternoon, Dwayne. How are you?
Not too bad, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Radio Cayman's Talk Today with Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
But I do have some questions.
There are more questions than answers.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. If you're ready to talk, we're willing to listen.
Well, I really enjoy this program today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
May God bless every person.
Hey, good afternoon and welcome. And thank you so much for joining us. And it's going to be a distinct privilege again today to sit and chat with you because we got a couple of good discussions on. We're hoping that we'll end up talking with the Cayman Islands Athletic Association, the upcoming championships this weekend. But we're going to start off with our friends from the Philippines. And then in about a half an hour or so, we talked about the upcoming Sunrise of the Training Center. Something's happening. But first, hey, you want to understand what's going to happen in the Philippines and Cayman? Well, join us right after this.
Talk Today is brought to you by Subway, open 24 hours in Countryside, Anderson Square in Georgetown, and Centennial Towers in West Bay. And by the Ministry of District Administration, Tourism and Transport. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands. MedLab in Smith Road Plaza, your complete medical laboratory solution. Call 949-7331. And Savannah Pharmacy in Countryside Shopping Village, convenient opening hours including Sundays and holidays.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today, the Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program. We ask our listeners to avoid statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use any indecent language or make any statement which is false or misleading. Email talktoday@candw.ky or call 1-800-534-8255.
Courtesy of Flow, Cayman's #1 network that connects you to your world like never before.
Let your voice be heard. Once again, here's your host, Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon and welcome back, and thank you for joining us. And it really is, for me, an opportunity to sit, to learn, to listen, to laugh, and to feel the love as we look at all that's unfolding, especially in this time and on this Sunday coming in particular. Let's get ready for the holiday weekend. Maybe on behalf of our wonderful Filipino community, invite you to an excellent Philippine festival at the Lion Center. We get a chance to tell you more about it. But a word that I've been struggling with for the last couple of years, I think I might finally have it. Bayanihan.
Yes!
Oh man, my fellow West Bayers, via the Philippines.
Yes.
Ladies, gent, thank you so much for joining us. And I think as we, for a second, if you allow me to step back, as Caymanians whose fathers and grandfathers and uncles, it was mostly men, a handful of women who traveled the high seas, and they saw almost every place in the world.
Yep.
We understand how important it is to congregate, to unite, to celebrate, to respect, and to share. And to now be in Cayman in this time, and I joke and jest and exaggerate a bit to say 1,000 nationalities or so who live here. That wonderful coming together. I think, our good doctor friend from the HSCS, they call it a kalaloo. I like it. I like it that it's this wonderful simmering of people together. So as we go around the table, you're going to help me so that I don't mispronounce anybody's name. And again, if we can start, thanks, Ms. Carmelita, for setting us up.
Yes.
But, well, introduce ourselves initially. Hi, I'm Sterling. I'm just kidding. What's your name?
Well, I'm Michelle Asadon. I'm the Community Relations Officers of the Cayman Bayanihan Community Group and the Filipino Community Group. And with me is also
Miss Sandy, Mrs.
And Miss and whatever. I'm the executive secretary, and thank you for having us. It's our pleasure and it's an honor.
Always mine. Thank you.
And of course, me, Dion. You know me.
Of course. And thank you for the update. I think, as we were sharing before the break, and I don't like to talk out of school, my cousins and my brothers in particular, we walk about in the community and we integrate. For me, Mr. Carlos, above all, just so gentle, so knowledgeable, so personal, and always so available. And then you realize that the more you talk, the more association that you have with each other, the more you realize, wow, you could be, blood brothers. You could actually be, twins to many extent. Some a little more handsome than others, but nonetheless. But this is why I'm hopeful this Sunday we'll come out and we'll celebrate with you. It's been too long. I mean, I thought it was last year, but it was the year before. No, it was the year before. It was so long ago that we were here.
Last year.
Last year. Yeah, it was last year.
Yes, last year.
And I struggled for a year to say, Bayanihan.
No, yes. Now you're saying it naturally.
Naturally. Pretty soon I'll be speaking Tagalog. Plus.
You never know.
All right. What does Bayanihan mean? What does that represent?
Bayanihan means, to summarize it, it's like Caymankind. Bayanihan is actually a combination of two words. Bayani means hero. Han is an act. So Bayanihan means it's a heroic act. It's a heroic act of mostly helping people, helping your fellow man who's in need. The Bayanihan symbol in the Philippines is, our houses before are made of stilts. And when somebody needs to transfer to the other place, they bring the whole house. So you need to call the whole community to help lift up that house, because it's easy to lift it up and transfer it to another place. So it's the whole, act of doing it is called Bayanihan. So the owner of the house would prepare food. So those people who, help transfer the transfer the house will have food after or drinks after. So that's how Bayanihan started. But as it goes, the years goes, it becomes a word that's being used when you try to reach out to a lot of people. If you're trying to help somebody, like if you try to collect like money from a group of people so you can help somebody who's sick, or you try to collect clothes for somebody who has a victim of flood or a victim of any calamities. So Bayanihan becomes the word. And that's why, because our group is a combination of different groups and different churches, putting ourselves together, using our time, our talent, and our treasure to help somebody who's in need.
I love that. And from the sort of last sort of official discussion that we had, I've come away with such a renewed appreciation. And just the structure of the homes, the stilts, we did something similar. The fact that the community will come together to help you build, as you shared last time, and you reminded us this time. Well, physically moving house. We're not selling one structure to move from West Bay to East End. We're taking the house with us.
The whole house.
And the community has to be that supportive.
Yeah, but how you do it here in Cayman is you use a truck.
They're more
they're
more modern. Yes.
But this is it. Even that act of moving, you want the structure to still be safe. It still needs to be reassembled when you get to the next location. And sometimes, from what I've learned from my friends, it could be a couple of 100 feet from one plot to the next. Or it could be miles.
Yes.
Lots of miles.
Yes.
All by hand.
All by hand.
Wow.
Yes. And the houses in the provinces before are basically made of bamboos and coconut
fronds.
Yes, and
the leaves.
The leaves and stuff to keep it.
Yes. So although it's not like as heavy as a cement or a concrete home, but you can lift it up, but you still need a bunch of more than like 50 men or 20 to 50 men to lift it up. It depends on the size of the home, because it's more like, it's easy to transfer it. It might take only a day, basically half day, to transfer it to a place. Then, dismantling the whole house and, it's just easy to lift it up since it's on a stilt.
Yeah, and that is, I think, where we see the importance of the community coming together.
Yes.
And you're getting to understand that your existence, your survival, but also your safety, serenity, and above all, your sense of purpose is so tied with the community.
Yeah.
And that sense of unity is something that we should take a page, for more and more.
Yeah, but you have it in Cayman Kind.
Yes, yes.
I'm glad that you shared. I think we have it. I'm wondering if we're either losing it or not celebrating it enough. It was so obvious that I think we didn't even realize it existed. Someone would come to your front door and ask for something, and someone, probably as they're leaving through the front gate, someone's coming in through the back one, bringing you, something that you didn't even know you wanted and needed until they brought it.
Yeah,
it was such a sharing.
But you will be surprised that one of the very first people that helped Bayanihan is a Caymanian kid.
Yeah.
And a Caymanian lady.
Yeah.
Who, that little kid brought his piggy bank so we can buy food for those people that
During
doesn't have money.
And that is, thank you for reminding us, because I know a little bit about the story. And that is where I want us who live here, no matter what our wealth, no matter what our personal experiences or our ambitions, we're here now. What can we do, especially in this time where people are fearful? You listen to the global news and you become concerned about not just fuel prices but food. You want to travel. Well, how much different it is to travel, even in some countries, to moving from one part of that country to the next. I think Canada has been seen as an example of a good place, but people have suggested that while they were there, going from one of the islands in Victoria, for instance, over to the mainland was a challenge.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. And like with Bayanihan, with our group, we're not only limiting it with the Filipino community. Because since we have started, we are not only concern of the people, the Filipino community, but we extend. Like when we had that garage sale, so we can come up with the money because we have, I think, a calamity back home.
Yeah.
And then, but since a lot of people came in, even the locals and the expats brought their stuff for us to sell. And it just so happened, just as we were about to, the day before we started the garage sale, something happened in Honduras, that big fire.
Yeah.
So whatever money that we come up, we send it to the Philippines, and we still have a lot of clothes, which a lady in Prospect is collecting for Honduras. So whatever is there, we collected them and gave it to her for Honduras. So that's what we're trying to let everybody know, that we are not limiting our help, our extension to the Filipino community alone, because like we always say, we need to look back to Cayman, because this has been our home for how many years. Cayman have provided us livelihood, and the people here are nice to us. So it's like you have to be a family to everyone,
Yeah.
Well, we work together. We're going to pause and take a short break. When we come back, share with us some more, because I think the more that we hear, as you shared, we are together a family, and let's work together to strengthen that family. Let the family feel the love, but also the support, the encouragement, at times the correction, right? We're going to pause and take a break, and of course this Sunday 5 p.m. until 9 at the Lions Center. Won't you be a part of it? But we'll tell you more. Stay tuned for Talk Today.
Busy, busy, busy. Feel like there's not just enough hours in the day. Savannah Pharmacy, service to make your life easier. Now you can WhatsApp your prescription order to 929-5045. And pickup is just around the corner with everything your family needs and convenient opening hours including Sundays and holidays. WhatsApp your prescription order to 929-5045. Savannah Pharmacy, wholesome values with modern conveniences. We think it's time you crossed over to a new vehicle. And with the Toyota Corolla Cross, now at Vant Motors, you have plenty of reasons to make the switch. The crossover body and hybrid engine is a sleek design in a sturdy structure with a spacious interior that opens to extensive cargo space. Stuck in traffic? The high-performance self-charging hybrid system automatically switches between gas and electric vehicle mode, helping you lower both fuel costs and carbon emissions. The Corolla Cross has full LED lighting inside and out, an integrated display audio system with energy monitor, and a dual-zone climate control system to ensure comfort for all. Test drive the new Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid today at Vant Motors, Walkers Road.
Ransomware, DDoS, malware, phishing. If you don't know what those mean, you're not alone. But if you aren't protected against those cybersecurity attacks, then your business is at risk. Don't leave your data or your business vulnerable. Get Digicel Business Protect. Simpler, smarter cybersecurity. Visit our website, www.digicelbusiness.com, to request a callback or call us now on 623-2499.
Ankla, how you doing?
I doing okay, how you?
Good. I try and figure out where Lee Classic moved to.
I was just there last week.
Really? I hear she have an anniversary sale.
She got a shoe for every foot.
I know. That's why I try and get down there.
You know where she located? Let me tell you. She located at that Strand Shopping Complex on the Westway Road.
Yeah, I believe I know where that is. Girl, I gotta go. I gotta get me a good pair of shoes.
That's right. Le Classique is now located in the Strand Shopping Complex and is celebrating 39 years. 20, 39, 50% off all shoes. Shoes as low as $15, $20, even $10. That's right, K-Man. Don't miss this one. Sale on now through Saturday, June 25th. Be there.
Can you tell me what does a turtle do on his birthday? He celebrates. Celebrate your loved one's special birthday with a birthday shout-out live on For the Record with Mr. Oret Connor, only on Radio Cayman. WhatsApp your loved one's name and age to 925-3261. That's 925-3261. Radio Cayman's birthday shout-outs live on For the Record with Mr. Oret Connor every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Brought to you by life insurance agents Michael Webster and Randy Lawson from Cayman Insurance Center. Don't take chances with your family's future.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon and welcome back, and thanks for joining us. And as I look at the calendar, I'm glad that I'm so graciously reminded that July the 3rd is, we still got 2 Sundays away. It's not this weekend. For whatever reason, maybe the calendar I'm using is akin to government accounting. We overestimate. Just my joke for today. Maybe not. So Dion and Miss Anne and Miss Michelle, thank you very much for coming. So it's not this Sunday at the Lion Center, as I was excited about, but the Sunday before the Monday holiday.
Perfect time.
Perfect. Okay, I hope I got that part right. And it's going to be 5 p.m. to 9 p.m., so I got that part right. But what is the festival like? What do we, for those who missed it the last time?
Well, for those who missed it last year, the festival that we usually do is we showcase different kinds of festivals in the Philippines. Like this year, we are showcasing a couple of the major festivals in the Philippines. One is the Grandiest Festival, which is what we call the Sinulog, and the mother of the festival in the Philippines, which is we call Ati-Atihan. Ati, it spells A-T-I, is a small, kinky-haired, dark-skinned Filipino. That's how our original Filipino looks like. Until now, we're still short. But and we still have the kinky hairs and the and the dark skin. And what
beautiful.
What the the flat nose. And what this festival does is we painted our bodies with the black paint. Wear flashy colored, and with the beat of the drum, we will be dancing with. It's a street dancing, so we will be showcasing that. And then there's another. We'll be showcasing one of the princess dance in the Philippines, the Muslim princess dance, which is a very exciting one. It's a breathtaking. You need to hold your breath because I won't say because it's very exciting. I mean, maybe I can say that the princess will be dancing on top of a bamboo pole. So we also going to have a show everybody how we do the fiesta in the the urban areas in the Philippines. So you will experience that in one showcase. It will be showcased there, the colors, the dance, the music, And of course, we have food.
Yeah.
We have singing. Of course, we Filipinos love singing. So there we will have also a bunch of singers, and the Philippine chorals will be there. And we will also showcase the modern Filipinos.
Yes.
You know, we have Filipinos
He's watching
here.
right now.
He's watching right now. KJ
Paris.
He grew up here in
Yeah,
Cayman,
yeah.
but he's a good rapper.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been producing also videos for local artists here.
Yeah.
And he will be one of our guests. He will do a rap, and his rap is really good. So we're going to show a different folds of our culture. You know, the old, the new, the modern.
And this is something that I think many of us know as we not just interact but integrate. We recognize that the Philippines isn't just one island. It isn't just one people, one region. And as you can showcase the regional foods, we can almost take a vacation and see a good part of what is in the world that's represented in Cayman.
Yeah, in the Philippines, right? Every month, every day.
Yeah.
We have a fiesta.
Yeah.
Every part of the Philippines.
Yeah. And they specialize in one kind of, like in one region they're known for this kind of food.
Mangoes.
The central Philippines is for the lechon, the roast pig something, and in some islands they're known for worldwide for their famous mango. Yeah. And there's another where our vice president comes from, the durian. Some people say it's stinky, but
tastes good, man.
So you know it.
They said, sir, that it smells like hell, but it tastes like heaven.
Yeah. If you can lift it off the tree and manage to get around the prickle.
I'm surprised you love it.
Oh, I love it, man. It's good. It's a big fruit.
In addition to Jing, we also have one festival. It's called Nugan Festival. It's about the coconut. Nugan is coconut. You will see a lot of coconuts there on Sunday.
And how we make use of the coconut.
Yes.
That's why the coconut is our national tree.
Yeah.
And, I'm glad you mentioned that because I've watched just how you take the coconut from the shell, the husk and even extract it, and innovative. And you grate it almost the same time as you take it out. Similarly, but using maybe a much more efficient process. Really.
Yes. We have some kababayans who can do that, but not me.
I was hoping it would be you.
No.
I'll just cook it, but I don't have the talent of,
Yeah, but that again shows how there's so many similarities, not just amongst the people in the Caribbean, but Caymanians in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Yes.
The coconut for us was that thing that was used almost, in everything. From our food to helping with cleaning the boat bottom to the floors.
Yes.
And whiskey as well.
And soap. Also.
Soap,
Yeah.
And shampoo.
Yes.
Shampoo.
Well, they have it
Oil.
also. Oil. Yeah.
It's amazing, man. And I'm hoping that as you extend the invitation to the wider community, come and appreciate. It's not just about celebration. It's about education and awareness, acceptance and acclamation, but more an appreciation.
Yes.
We travel to places because we want to experience things. Well, I don't know about you, but it's a bit challenge to travel now. Get in your car or you walk and you're down to the Lions Center. Not this Sunday, the following Sunday.
Yes.
Free admission.
But that's the other thing too.
Yes.
It's free admission.
But you're having a raffle, I gather.
Yes.
Dion, tell us about the raffle.
Well, we did it differently.
Yeah.
One of our major sponsors gave us a suggestion, and we thought it's really nice. So now our grand prize is a Honda Fit 2013 courtesy of Cars Limited. And second prize is 1,000 CI. And there's a lot of consolation prizes that will be donated by different churches here in the Cayman Islands. In fact, I remember last year, most of the consolation prizes, I think three or four of them are locals who won it.
Yeah.
And they came in because they, it's a free admission. Everyone can come.
Yeah.
Come and enjoy.
Welcome.
Yes.
Get the food, see the people, and appreciate.
And this is also a peep of what's going to happen by December.
Yes.
Because we are planning to, it's supposed to be last December. So more or less the plan is already concretized. We're just about to implement it. Because we really have a dream. Cayman Bayanihan had a dream of putting all cultures together in one big Christmas celebration. And we are maybe this is our chance to top those,
Yeah.
like the Jamaican groups, the Honduran groups, the Cuban
Caymanian,
groups,
yes.
the Caymanian, the Indians, the Sri Lankans, the Thais, Chinese, and any groups, the Canadian. We will be having a big international Christmas extravaganza by December.
And I have to acknowledge your West Bay aspect. Marina, I like how you say that. True West Bay style.
Yes.
Pretty young. And not only is it a Honda Fit, but it's a hybrid as well.
Yes,
so
it's
in
hybrid.
this time,
Yes.
when we got to look at fuel
Fortunately,
conservation.
we're not part of the draw, so
Yeah.
we cannot win.
Isn't that? Yeah, But again, it just speaks to your ethos of trying to make sure that people recognize that you're being as respectful about board. And I think this is why the community has been so welcome, and we're so appreciative of not just your work ethic, but the love and respect that you exhibit.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that we'll come out and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the modern bayanihan is now, it's different because of the lockdown that started it back. It's an old word in the Philippines, but we still use it because it's our culture. It's within our blood to help people.
Yeah.
The process, the most important part, really, although there's festivities, there's dances, there's food and everything, but the most important part of this event is the proceeds. We chose this year. We chose Meals on Wheels, and in fact, yesterday, we went there. One of their kitchen in Georgetown. We interviewed their supervisor there, and Jing and I were very lucky and fortunate to bring some food around.
Yes, deliver to 10 recipients.
Yeah, seniors that
and it's like I was telling him after we did the deliveries, I said, this is one of the best thing that this group is doing, because you can really immediately hand over the food.
And what did they say, Jing?
And the love that you see in their faces when you hand them the food and you tell them, Mom, can I get it? Because while the soup is still warm. And they're so welcoming, and you see that these people are homebound.
Yeah.
But for you to provide them with their nourishment, not only for the day, but for the week or for how long our donations. And like what I've told the Execom officers, maybe we can continuously do this, because you can really see, the need of the people, and it's the appreciation, it's the feeling that they are loved, and they also appreciate you coming over and bringing them the food.
It's that interaction. They actually get to see somebody, and it's one thing to eat, but I think when you're eating with someone else, that makes that meal that much more lasting, And I appreciate that you were sharing not just a celebration, but as Dion was saying, you were raising in the funds and proceeds. In this case, Meals on Wheels as well. As a recipient, we give back as we get.
Yeah,
and I'm excited for you.
And we need more people to buy tickets so that we can help more.
Yeah.
In fact, $25 for Meals on Wheels can
provide a food for one person for the whole week.
Yes,
that goes along. 5 days. For the $25.
Yes.
And like what Dion said, people will be thinking about the festivities, the raffle, the enjoyment of the dance and the music. But the Execom at the back of our mind, or really our heart, is the proceeds will be going to something, very important that will really touch lives, and that will maybe extend lives as well.
Yeah.
And of course, part of the proceeds also will be given to the Cayman Island Cancer Society, which
we've been helping.
Yeah, we've been helping for years now. And also another proceed will be going to we call it Kaban ng Pinoy. It's a Filipino chest that we use to help our Filipinos who are in the hospitals, who don't have any means to buy their medicines or need additional medical
or
assistance.
their insurance have been maxed out.
Yeah.
All right.
There's a lot
right
now.
Perfect, man. And I'm glad that you could come on. I'm hoping that we would share with you, on July the 3rd at the Lions Center.
Yes.
And
we would love you to be there to experience it.
God's willing, I want to make it, commit to that now. It's going to be fun to share and to see and to be able to enjoy.
Yes.
So
can we thank our sponsors?
Yes. Other than buying the tickets, we would love to take this opportunity. that Sunny D will say now, our sponsors. Without them, we cannot make this event.
Yes, so
a
we're
success.
very thankful.
Make it fast.
Grateful.
She's the one that
fast.
talks fast.
Okay, so our
She's the
major
best, yeah.
sponsors is the COE Group Limited, Buggy Sands Club by Michelle Powery and Mr. Morning Boats. A.L. Thompson Governor Square Group. We have Prodigy Jewelry Designs and Repairs of Mr. David Ebanks, Island Paving, Animal House Smoothie King, and we have Royal Medical and Wellness Center by Dr. Kirk Donalds. We have Wendy's. Thank you. Proscaper Complete, Another Chance Thrift Shop, RDM Agency, CNC, Grab and Go, JJR Litson, Foster's Food Fair. Thank you very much. We have the ANG Contractors, Thai House Restaurant. We have the JE1 Cayman Islands Missionary Families of Christ, Living Hope Community, Christ the Living God Church, Faith in Christ, Pusong Pinoy. We have Vigor Nursery. Thank you very much. JCE Pinay Heaven of Miss Juvie McLean, the Triskelion Alpha Pi Omega PGPI. Super Sticks. Yeah. And also, no more. I ran out.
Also, we would like to express our gratitude, and we are really so humble.
Pushed us again.
That the Department of Tourism, headed by the Honorable Kenneth Bryan, for the big assistance and for the big support that they're giving us. They promised us last year, and they really fulfilled their promise this year. So we are also, like, in return, whatever the community can help with the, the Department of Tourism, we're just a call away.
I'm glad to see the support from the corporate community, Department of Tourism giving the government support, but us as a wider individual sort of collective.
Yes.
On the 3rd, the Sunday before the Monday holiday, come in at the Lion Center and support with you. God's will, I'll see you guys there, 5 to 9
Please,
p.m. Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Come over.
It's a pleasure, man. And as you shared, it is free admission, but we get a chance to celebrate and to really appreciate. So thanks very much.
And there's no drinks, so it's safe for kids to come.
Yeah. No alcohol, okay?
No,
so
no alcohol.
This is about family.
We have water and soda.
And juice.
All right. Well, Ms. Michelle, thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you also.
Please tell Ms. Carmelita hello for me, all right?
We will.
Right.
Thank you for giving us this time to also.
Truly is a pleasure. So
promote.
Sunday.
And thank you to all volunteers.
Yes.
And performers.
Performers. We have more than 80 performers for that evening alone. So thank you. And for the whole community, thank you so much.
All right, well, we'll try to remind people of it as it comes out, but get their tickets for the raffle and be able to support not just the Cancer Society, but as you shared, Meals on Wheels.
Yes, they're available at Asian Retail. They're available at our office in Smith Road. Everywhere, just let us know.
And on Saturdays, we will be in the afternoon. We will be in Camana Bay Foster's and Foster's Airport.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you all very much. Enjoy your week, and I know this is going to be a wonderful celebration as we come together as a community. Thank you so much. All right.
Thank you so
much.
Thank
you so much.
Let's pause and take a break. When we come back, more talk today.
You see how hard it's raining?
Yeah, and I don't have time to fight traffic and get my lunch from Subway. I have so much work to do.
Why don't you order Subway by using the Let's Eat or Bento app? Save time, stay dry, and get your sandwich fast.
I never thought of that. Great idea. I'm going to order now.
Order me a veggie pizza while you're at it.
And a cookie platter for the office.
Too busy at work or home? Is the rainy weather stopping you from dining out? Order your favorite Subway sandwich, wrap, or pizza through the Let's Eat or Bento app with fast and reliable delivery. Subway, eat fresh.
For medical lab services in Cayman, go straight to MedLab.
For a full range of medical services, pleasant, clean and comfortable environment, no long lines and affordable fees, visit MedLab at the Smith Road Plaza. Open Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and half day on Saturdays. Call 949-7331 to make your appointment.
For medical lab services in Cayman, MedLab.
Ask our professional team about the benefits of cutting-edge technology with MedLab's new state-of-the-art digital mammogram machine.
Make your house into a home. Welcome to Brand Source Home Gallery, your source for premium products and a premium experience. We'll design and install your dream kitchen with crafted cabinets, complemented with elegant appliances. We'll fill it with quality houseware and cookware. Custom-designed closet and storage solutions organize and beautify any area. And with the finest bedding, you'll get a perfect night's sleep knowing Brand Source Home Gallery has everything you need to make your house a home.
The Health Services Authority's new pharmacy is now open at the Smith Road Medical Center. The new location features a large, comfortable waiting area and ticketing system to improve the patient experience. All uncollected prescriptions and refill requests previously submitted will now be available for collection at the Smith Road Pharmacy. Request your refills online at hsa.ky via WhatsApp 925-6532 or call 244-2715. For more information about our pharmacy hours, visit hsa.ky.
Cayman, get ready for Blossom Premium All-Inclusive. Come enjoy ambience, sweet soca music, and a star-powered cast featuring Edwin Yearwood, Vashti, Red Plastic Bag, Erica Asai, and Show Wayne Winchester. Thursday, 30th June at the National Gallery. Party time 7 p.m. to midnight. Dress code light cocktail attire. Blossom Premium All-Inclusive for KMS Carnival, a production of Calabra and SW Limited.
Cayman trees. They're marvelous, ingrained in our heritage. Did you know in the 1900s we were a major exporter of coconuts? More than 1 million per year. Of course, we know about our silver thatch, used for everything from roofs to brooms to hats and mats, and of course rope. To celebrate Her Majesty the Queen's Platinum Jubilee, you are invited to plant a tree for the Jubilee. Let us reseed our heritage in our soil. Join your neighbors for the Queen's Green Canopy and plant 1, 2, 3, or more of our native, endemic, or fruit-bearing trees. Register your tree and leave your green print at www.gov.ky/National Tree Planting or follow them on Facebook and Instagram. Plant a tree for the Jubilee. Proudly brought to you by the Cayman Islands Government Ministry for Sustainability and Climate Resiliency. Let's green Cayman now.
The new Self-Help Foundation presents Gratitude, the 21st Annual Talent Exposition of the Arts, Sunday, June 26th at the Harkwell Theater. Gratitude. Proudly sponsored by Walkers, NCB Group, CUC, Logic, Mitsubishi, Cayman National Bank, Macross, Caymanian Times, A.L. Thompson's, Rainbow Realty, Brown's Esso, Mike's Esso, Delward's Esso, Thompson Shipping, Breezy Productions, Cellular World, Dr. Steve Tomlinson, and Radio Cayman. Prepaid tickets available from Funky Tangs and Winner Circle Sports. Tickets are $15 or $20 at the gate.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon and welcome, Mike, and thanks very much for joining us. I'm really honored that we are able to continue to use this platform to celebrate, showcase, highlight, invite, and get people to appreciate, all the good things that happen. So on the 3rd of July, as you heard, the Filipino community put on a wonderful festival. But as we get a chance to talk about what is something very near and dear and personal, the Sunrise Adult Training Center, we chat with them for a bit. 1:30, hopefully Mr. Delroy Murray will be able to, accept their public apology and join us at 1:30 to talk about the Athletic Association and the upcoming event. Now, Ms. Kim Bowden, the director at the Sunrise Adult Training Center, with our program manager, and Mr. Ross Kelly, and a good friend who had probably under other circumstances would say, the governor in waiting, or maybe the president of I'll just leave acting the CEO of the ministry. Soon to be Dr. Real Roberts.
Thank you. Always climbing.
Listen, true ambition and aspiration become to great acclamation. Ms. Kim, good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. It's so wonderful to be here with you this afternoon and with everybody else.
Yeah, I prefer that the knights assemble so that they can be, your escorts. It's just, It's important.
We have a round table, so there you go.
There you go. One of the most encouraging smiles. The eyes just like, you're just amazing, man. I tell you, man, you make the family proud.
Oh, thank you very much.
All right, I know we're going to do the break at 1, and I'm going to talk about great things, but for those who don't know, what is the Sunrise Adult Training Center?
Right. So we are obviously a department within the Ministry of Investment and Innovation and Social Development. We offer vocational training, occupational therapy, life skills training, supported employment opportunities for adults with special needs. And that's broad.
Yeah.
So we do a bit of everything and work to improve and increase the function and quality of life in all of the clients and the families that we serve.
Yeah. And I say it's near and dear and special to me for many reasons. I remember even before it had a name, we knew something was coming, and together with my fellow key clubbers as young teenagers in high school, it was a project that we took on. The original facility, what was the West Bay Primary School,
Right.
we went there countless weekends to clean and to prepare, and it was, you could feel it. And then to culminate in a party once it was open. And I can still remember the initial clientele, the food, but the dancing. They were very...
the same guys are still there, and they still love a good party. So yeah.
It made me...
From humble beginnings, though, come wonderful things and a really bright, promising future.
Perhaps as we talk about what's coming up, after you come back from the news break, perhaps Mr. Real, through you too, it reminded me that men are men no matter what. And it showed me that we are all very much alike. It gave me, on a personal level, and I reflect on that day to this day, even earlier as I was thinking about our discussion today.
Sure.
That they were there. Okay, some needed just a little bit more assistance to stable themselves. Some may have had a little bit more time to formulate a thought to express it to you. But whether it was a food or asking to dance or questioning something.
People are people no matter what, right?
People are people.
We all have the same dreams for a full life, and that includes being as functional as possible physically, cognitively, having meaningful and purposeful occupation, whether that's paid or whether it's just the meaningful activities that we're able to do on a daily basis, right?
And what it showed me is that the more that we interact, that fellowship, that sense of purpose, and that sense of sort of community, the idea that, for me again, the personal, physical contact and interaction. I say the dance because that was what, I recognize,
I think you're angling for an invitation. I have one for you right now.
With that, let's hit the news. Join us after the break.
Satisfaction is guaranteed 24 hours a day, whether it's music or information.
From Grand Cayman to Cayman Brac to Little Cayman, we've got you covered.
You ever hear a thing like that?
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
Today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman. Your voice, your choice.
Local, regional, international. This is Headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
Today's biggest news.
With your latest headlines, I'm Felicia Rankin-Solins. On Monday, June 20th, around midday, police received a report of a theft of kiteboarding equipment to a value exceeding 20,000 CI from a secured metal trailer located in an open lot at Barker's Beach in West Bay. Police are currently investigating this incident and are appealing to anyone with information about the theft or the whereabouts of the equipment to call the West Bay Police Station at 949-3999. In international news, a powerful earthquake has killed at least 1,000 people and injured 1,500 in eastern Afghanistan, an official of the ruling Taliban told the BBC. The Taliban appealed for international help for the rescue effort. Hundreds of houses were destroyed by the magnitude 6.1 event, which occurred at a depth of 32 miles. It is the deadliest earthquake to strike Afghanistan in 2 decades. The amount of nicotine in cigarettes sold in the U.S. is set to be reduced to minimal or non-addictive levels. The White House on Tuesday unveiled the plans which could dramatically reduce cancer deaths, a goal of President Joe Biden's administration. But the measure is likely to face opposition by the tobacco industry. Smoking remains the U.S.'s leading cause of death, accounting for 480,000 every year, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. These are your headlines. I'm Felicia Rankin-Solins.
For the latest in news and information,
Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, radiocayman.gov.ky.
For medical lab services in Cayman, go straight to MedLab. Blood test, x-ray, and mammogram, all of that is MedLab. Affordable fees and friendly service, a full professional team. MedLab is always comfortable, MedLab is always clean. For medical lab services in Cayman, MedLab.
Call 949-7331 and ask about MedLab's new state-of-the-art digital mammogram machine.
Ransomware, DDoS, malware, phishing. If you don't know what those mean, you're not alone. But if you aren't protected against those cybersecurity attacks, then your business is at risk. Don't leave your data or your business vulnerable. Get Digicel Business Protect. Simpler, smarter cybersecurity. Visit our website, www.digicelbusiness.com, to request a callback or call us now on 623-2499.
The Honorable Minister for Health, Wellness and Home Affairs, Ms. Sabrina Turner, is pleased to announce the registration is now open for the Prospect Youth Summer Camp. Registration for this multi-focus camp is completely free for all Prospect children ages 4 to 17. The 5-week camp will run from July 11th to August 12th. Interested parents can register at the constituency office at number 33 Marina Drive, Prospect. For more information on the Prospect Youth Summer Camp, call 746-9314 or 929-8080.
Healthcare Pharmacy, caring about your health for the past 25 years. Radio Cayman's premier health show.
Alzheimer's and dementia, are they the same disorder?
Yeah, I think that's a very important question.
For the Health of It with Tara Bush.
For the Health of It with Tara Bush.
Is heard on Saturdays at 9:30 a.m. and on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Brought to you by Healthcare Pharmacy in Grand Harbor, where they care about your health. Transfer and refill your prescription online. Visit healthcarepharmacy.ky or call 947-8900. Healthcare Pharmacy, now with a new and second location in Governor's Square. The new Healthcare Pharmacy in Governor's Square is open Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Healthcare Pharmacy, where they care about your health.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners' participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon and welcome back. And thanks very, very much for joining us. Not just because of the topic, but I think the person and how it's represented. So Mr. Ray Roberts is the acting DCO, Ms. Kim Voden, the director at Sunrise Training Center, together with the program manager, right, Ross Kelly. The Sunrise Adult Training Center, I think it represents something that maybe in this community, that even though we celebrate, I'm trying to do the math now, I was grown up to almost 40 years, we're celebrating something that for many of us still new. We still don't understand how far we've come, maybe how much further we can go. Right. But Ms. Kim, you referenced that it's for all-encompassing special needs, for our adults, for them to feel valued, appreciated, for them to have a purpose, for them to understand that they're living and breathing just like the rest of us.
Included and valued members of our society, just like everybody else.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And I think people have heard about Sunrise. People, know it existed, and I'm sure Ms. Kim will scream from the rooftop to tell you that they no longer exist where they used to exist. So they're now existing publicly. But I think that we still don't see the people, right? And I think it's important for Sunrise, as they're moving into this new realm of getting new facilities and stuff like that, creating a new awareness. One of the beauties about now being in Georgetown, and I've spoken to Kim about it, is we're hoping that the occupants, clients of Sunrise will be more visible, and so that we can see that this is not something on TV, it's not somewhere else. We have people in our community with disabilities. They're not scary people. There's no need for them to be marginalized. They can work, and they'll talk about the program that they have that puts people to work. And as you spoke in the break, I mean, they want the same care and affection that we want as human beings, because they are human beings. They're males, they're females, and I think the more of our community that gets to see them, the more of our community that gets to interact with them, the easier it will then be for Sunrise to be considered reputable and considered the help that they need, whether it's through volunteering, whether it's through building this facility, whether it's through programming, that the community, as we always do in the Cayman Islands, will just flood to Sunrise's rescue, and they will no longer just be a name in the back of West Bay somewhere, like how I think some of their clients were treated.
And Ms. Kim, this new, can we say new facility,
new
definitely.
Location? Yeah, Eden House. So we're just next door actually to Radio Cayman. So it's a wonderful new location. We have so much more physical space, for which we're so grateful. We have the opportunity in the next little while, and we are working with our ministry team to review our wait list, the scope of the services that we currently offer, to enhance and enlarge that, because we're so cognizant of the many families who have been on our wait list for many years for enrollment, as well as looking at all of the graduating classes coming down the line. Like, I mean, even speaking personally, my son is at Lighthouse School, and we will need a plan for him in the next 6-7 years. So working towards making sure that things are in place for all of those families coming down the track, and making sure that it's the right plan. So I'm so excited in this new location, because we have more physical space, we have more opportunity to do different sorts of programs, partnerships with companies and local therapeutic services such as Aspire Therapeutic Limited, working on upskilling our staff to function and to offer service from a trauma-informed and an attachment-informed basis. Opportunities for job placements in Georgetown, just being around and about in the community, working on community safety. And so you'll see our guys in the next little while in Starbucks, I'm sure, and all around. We have a summer program coming up, so we'll be out and about.
Well, we want to publicly acknowledge what you're doing, but also share this platform with you in person as much as possible, but any opportunity to be able to chat. I know our discussion will end at 1:30, but we'll continue on. Let me ask of you, though, perhaps to help our community, I think Mr. Real reference earlier, for some of us, we knew the facility existed, not just in West Bay, but up towards Spanish Grove, Papagalo area, know. And
I don't know West Bay that good.
Barca is real.
Barca,
Just keep going until you get to the end, and then.
And that was it.
Yeah.
You drove down and you got to the end, and the paved road ended, and you made a right, and you found your way in if you knew where it was. Right? And I say this carefully, but also hopefully that it'll resonate with some of us. Just like we may look at the Turtle Farm as being a West Bay
thing,
or the Botanic Park or Pedro. These are the Cayman Islands thing.
Right.
And so with that in mind, Ms. Kim,
I think it's so important to just remember that disability and special needs, it's not something that happens to other people. That disability can hit any family, can hit any of us at any point in time, and that it's also a part of the human condition. It's a part of normal human functioning. So any student, even higher functioning students can also have disabilities that require support in order to function well in life and to find a job and to move forward, right? And to excel, exactly. So the services that Sunrise offers in terms of assisting families to navigate our system, and upskilling clients to be as functional and as fulfilled as possible. I love my job because it is as varied as any day is different, it's as varied as the human condition and as varied as the presence of special needs and disabilities in our community. And it's definitely it's no longer a pocketed district thing where it's just West Bayers or just people from East End or just people from one district over the next. Cayman is just like everywhere else in the world. We have the same incidence and prevalence of any sort of disorder or disability that you would find in North America. Trends, for example, where autism is increasing across the world. It's no different here. So, as we plan and we look forward to taking in clients and planning for the future, we have to keep all of that in mind as well.
So help us, so maybe get the public to understand. And I did this earlier just as an opportunity. thinking that people would understand what is and isn't Sunrise. So is it a residential facility?
No, it's
right?
no. It's
and many
not.
people think, that's where they live. Ross?
I'll let Ross say
something. So we're going to have a breakdown of our offerings. We've got a vocational and a workplace stream, and then we've got what we call our in-house streams. So the guys who come to the centre on a daily or a bi-weekly basis. We've got those groups split up. Got Monday, Wednesday group, got Tuesday, Thursday group, where we've got a lot of different programs on offer. So life skills, we've got some vocational training, grow group, arts and crafts, occupational therapy, all focused where we can on individual clients. So working to get them to be the best that they can be. And then for the guys who want to, are able to, are interested, we've got the vocational stream where we work with them for local work placements, offer on-the-job support. Our occupational therapists then jump in and look at employers and see if the workplace is suitable. So we've got
and offer support.
streams.
So it's not just a judgment of, this is right for our clients or not. It's how do we make it better?
Right.
How do we help them to fit in?
That's it.
Yeah.
And as you share that too, I think you talk about disabilities and special needs. I think there's some of us that may harken back to the time and knowing the clientele, knowing the communities, may have assumed that it was only this type of service that you were providing, this type of clientele you were catering to. Special needs and disabilities, as you shared, run across the gamut. So it's interesting that you share your reading list.
Yes.
To appreciate.
Yes.
Those of us know understand that that's a growing reading list.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, it's something that is on our minds and in our hearts on a daily basis. And Rail is smiling at me because he knows that I talk about it all the time. Yeah.
But no, I think that is such an important thing because as everyone was just talking, again, taking from my own experience growing up and hearing about Sunrise, I didn't know Sunrise was as many people as Sunrise tries to take care of. They have, when you think of, and hopefully I'm not wrong in this, I'm still working out the whole ministerial hat thing, but, but when you look at somewhere like Lighthouse School, right, you have a school that that children go through, or young children go through, and they finish. And when they finish, their option is a classroom. Right, so you understand if you take water in a 3-inch pipe and you move it down to a 1/2-inch pipe, you got a whole lot of pressure, right? And I think that's what's happening at Sunrise is that, this is not just 10 people in a daycare center. Right, this is a real program that I think needs to get its just due. That there are people out there that need the help every week. I meet with Kim and Ross, and they're always talking about those individuals who are at home, who they can't provide for, who every single day is losing.
They're becoming de-skilled.
And she says it every day. Right? I don't know why I forgot. It's true. But again, that is, and I think that's the stuff that the minister is really looking to eradicate. By moving them, by getting them in a position where we don't have our own people at home losing skills that we provided them at Lighthouse School because we didn't provide.
Right, that's a lot from a financial perspective, and these gentlemen here at the table can speak finance better than I can. But from my limited understanding, government invests from the time that a child starts school through to school leaving age. So we definitely don't want to lose on that investment. We want to capitalize on that. We want to take people that have spent their entire lives getting to a point where they're ready to continue learning. And take them to the next step in a client-centered way, as Ross said, with all of the programs that are currently offered and more. There are things even like, partnerships that we've had this year that we are so grateful for, like Government House, I think, has been our best partner for internship opportunities for our clientele. And we want to continue to grow that. We need more spots. So this is also a call to our local community for businesses and other organizations. If anyone has not yet contacted Sunrise to explore our clients' ability to add value to your organization, because that's what it is. It's not a charity. It is us providing suitably trained and supported people to actually make your business better in an inclusive way. Call us 9493 330.
Yeah.
Or
we got a fancy new email address for us, so things don't get lost. info@satc.gov.ky. So anyone who wants to email, we will be on the end of that, and we'll happily answer any questions.
I think, as you referenced, the ministry you fall under, just the name the ministry is indicative to your clientele. But think of the student that we have sponsored from the first days of school and through our taxpayer dollars, now off to university, whether that person qualifies as a accountant or lawyer or some other, and if they're not able to come back to Cayman, gain employment, or worse, feel that they have the opportunity to do so, we're going to lose that person, not only de-skilled, so this is...
But our community is just that much less...
Exactly. And I commend you for it, man. We need to see that this is people. This is flesh, blood, and bone. It doesn't matter which district, doesn't matter whether the person is exceptionally talented or something. If they're not being harnessed, feeling as if they're valued, then really it's a loss to the community.
My background is occupational therapy, as you've known for many years. And it is well researched and well documented that occupation, meaningful and purposeful activity in your life, is a determinant of health. So for all of us, feeling purposeful, feeling like we have meaning, feeling that we can do what we need to do, we want to do, we have to do, That's why you're in radio. That's why you have the job you do. That's why we have. Yeah, I hope so.
Finally figured that
out. You can speak to rail in a different capacity than you need to.
Okay,
but for all of our clients, it's not just about us helping them. I want the community to understand that all of our clients that come and that we work with on a daily basis, they desperately want to contribute. In their own right, in their own capacity.
Something that I think we've alluded to earlier. I think it's what do we know about our community? What do we know about ourselves? What are we trying to ensure that we are contributing? And without sort of identifying them, but there are three individuals who, for some of us, right, we see a person that may have a challenge with hearing. Now, I don't know that I have endeavored to be politically correct. I just want to be correct and respectful.
Sure.
Labels and the like, I really don't care for too much, right?
Yeah.
But having said that, these are the three individuals that I know personally. I've observed them, and through them I started to learn sign language. And if I didn't know them personally, know that they had a challenge with hearing, you wouldn't know that, right? They're driving, they're working, they're laughing, they're loving, they're learning, they contribute. I mean, they're just wonderful people.
Sure.
And you're sitting there and, they were including me in their discussion. Oh, we forget you don't sign as fast as we don't. Like, slow down, right? But also, I appreciated that I was including them.
Totally.
And I had to stop and turn and go, okay, I'm going too fast. Let me just slow down. But my life was enriched because of those people.
Correct. Yeah, we all need each other.
We all need each other.
Yesterday, we actually had a wonderful opportunity to have a discussion with, I forget the gentleman's name, but he's the head of the ReSembid program, the new program at UCCI.
Yeah.
So we have...
I should have his name too.
Ross is going to look it up. But we have two of our clients actually who've applied for spots in that program, and they had their interviews yesterday, as prepped and supported by our wonderful vocational team as well. And I had the chance to speak with the gentleman, and he was just saying how impressive he found our clients and how well prepared they were. So we don't know the results of that yet.
Yeah, but they had an opportunity.
They had an opportunity, and so again, just highlighting the great work that our staff does in looking for outside of the box ways to include our clients. It's so important.
Can I ask?
Mr. Cleveland. Sorry,
Mr.
apologies.
Cleveland. Yeah, Mr. Cleveland.
Well, thank you. Have you had him on? With his colleague just recently. We have him on again.
Yeah.
I want to see next week, but I know it's not next week, because I think this is a wonderful opportunity to invest in the areas that you have selected.
Sure.
But I was going to ask, how can we as a community draw alongside? I would imagine employers can say, listen, we need another physically able person to do something.
And it's not a drop off and say like, bye, here's your person. The Sunrise works.
Yeah, we've got on the job. We've got our vocational officers who are out in the workplaces as needed, if needed. So we're not there 24/7 mothering a client if they don't need it, but we are there if a client does need it or an employer needs it. They're the support offerings that we do have, so nobody's left on their own.
Yeah.
And then you guys also have the volunteer opportunities.
Right.
That
We do take volunteers. We like volunteers. We welcome volunteers. Call us 949-3330 or email us at info@satc.gov.ky to apply to be a volunteer. And we have our summer program coming up, as we mentioned, and we always appreciate extra hands on deck for that. We've also got our annual concert.
Yes, November provisionally.
Yeah. It's Aladdin this year.
It will be Aladdin. So at the minute we're doing a bit of cultural exploration.
So going back to your dancing days, then you can come on Friday. We've got...
Yeah, it's a full culture day.
Something
food, dress and music on Friday. It's
and belly dancing at 11.
Quite the eye opener.
That's this Friday?
That's this Friday.
Yeah.
Do I have time to come here then?
Come as you are.
You know what? Come from there to here. But I want us to be, because we need to recognize that the more we look at people, the more we see ourselves. One of our listeners was asking, we very much appreciate the discussion and if there's going to be a spring, summer, fall concert.
I love that people are looking for this now and are asking. So again, yes, that's coming up in November. With our move to our new location, the concert always takes a lot of energy and a lot of heart. So we wanted to give it its just due for preparation. So we've shifted it from when we usually have it, which is normally like right around now, to November, in order to make sure that we have time to convince Rael to have a starring role. And
well, let me see. His last name is Robertson.
Belly dancing thing, you know what I mean? You can't do that.
I can think of actors with the last name Roberts that were good. So maybe it runs in the family. I'm just thinking.
They were good looking, yes. I agree with that.
Yeah, both. I'll agree. And when we talk, sorry, Ms. Kim.
No, I was just thinking. There's just so many. You've asked how can the community pull alongside. Like there's so many different opportunities. We've got the continued need for more equipment, therapeutic equipment. Needs in terms of training. Ross, we sat down and made list after list.
Got list after list of if people want to donate or sponsor items or time, if organizations want to offer up placement opportunities or internship opportunities. So it's monetary, it's time, it's resources. Like Sunrise will accept whatever is going, but just to make people aware of what we.
And in terms of donating time, I think, like as you said, one of the best ways to learn about Sunrise and to appreciate the fact that we're all more alike than different is to come and spend time with us. We very much enjoy visitors, and in our new location, actually, we are really enjoying being neighbors with the YMCA, who are on the floor above us. So it's been a really lovely internal kind of feel. You know, we both are people-oriented, community-minded organizations looking at upskilling and increasing people's function. So
good synergies.
I think the summer program is going to be great, actually, the fact that we're in town. So a lot of our programming during the year is kind of classroom-based or it's structured programming-based. For the summer program, it's out in the community, out doing things, meeting people, seeing different people, having different experiences, but it is... I'm not going to say Sunrise on tour, but we will be out there, so we will know who Sunrise are. We're really looking forward to that.
But really, I mean, Miss Kim, as sort of what she shared, an occupational therapist. You as a therapist as well. And from my perspective, through you, I'll ask: the more that we understand something, we get introduced to it. Whatever fears that we may have, the reticence, the reservation, it's alleviated because we appreciate this thing. It's not unlike the person who's doing an activity for the first time. You're learning a game of cards, a new sport. The more you do it, the more I get the hang of this. Like your favorite recipe, it gets better each time. You don't need to consult it, right?
And that's why I said in the beginning that I think that one of the most important things that we're pushing for is that awareness. You see someone that walks a little different or talks a little different or whatever, then now everybody's used to you, so it's okay.
Ouch.
You can't with me, man.
That's what I say, boo.
But the more you see it, the more you're around it, it's not novel, it's not unique, it's just a person, right? And so it's very important that we have a lot of the participants within this program out there. We know that a society is judged on how they treat their vulnerable, and the government has a a social mandate, and by extension, the minister definitely wants to make sure that no one in the portfolio of investment, innovation, and social development is left behind. He has held the portfolio of most of vulnerable within our society, and is pushing to move that forward. So it is important that as both Ross and Kim are saying quietly, but it's important that you get involved as a society. It's important that you say that, we care about all people here. We have something to give, whether it's finance towards equipment, whether it's time, because we're sitting at home watching a novella instead of we could go and take care of a young person or show them something, or we all know that people receive information differently, so they could receive information from you quicker than they would receive from some of the great staff that's working there at Sunrise. So it's just a matter of you calling the number, saying that we want to contribute, asking how. I'm sure they will figure out, or send you the list PDF if you want. But making sure that that as a community, we are no longer going to allow Sunrise, and by extension Sunrise clients, to be forgotten, to be lost, to be at the end of the dirt road, as you said, and make a right. They are now centrally located. They're in the middle of town, and their programming is growing. We hope, and I know that there is a waiting list, and as I said, the ministry has that on its priority list to try and solve that. And so, as much as Kim said that there is a new facility with extra space, what she didn't say is that most of the extra space is already used up, because it was in such demand when we found them that by the time we pulled them out, they just kind of expanded really quick, and we still have a waiting list. So for the public to be patient and understand that it is a work in progress, and by all accounts, what we are trying to do is to reach all of you that are on that waiting list. And we need to do that together.
You're not forgotten, and that we will be taking in new clients in the near future, so people can take heart. And I would also say that if you know of a young person in your life, in your family, or wherever, that you're working with or caring for, that you think that they would benefit from the services that we offer, again, email us at info@satc@gov.ky, and we will send you a registration or an application package, and make sure that you're on that wait list also, so that we know that your loved one exists, that we can plan and learn more and plan good programs for the future, and as we do our scoping exercise, and where we are is such an important and worthy and wonderful step at Eden House now. It is not our ultimate Garden of Eden. Rail is working on planning that, and with our ministry team then working towards our permanent, purpose-built, proper final sort of place.
And one of the things I'll say, and you mentioned it earlier, how you got involved earlier on, and just a smile on your face, and how this program has impacted you personally. I find that when you're working with the clients at Sunrise, one, they never forget you. I don't care how long you go. You walk through that door, they never will forget you. And the smile that they put on your face is really not equal to anything else. So I'm telling you, what you feel working with this population, being a part of this growth of the new Sunrise, and making sure that these young men and women of our community that have been in the dark come out to light will give you something that you'll be able to carry for the rest of your life.
I appreciate you sharing that, because I think, as you were saying, I keep reflecting, the one thing that I take away, they give you a renewed appreciation for life, all of life. What you take for granted, what you don't realize you've taken for granted, they actually cause you to look at and appreciate and value. And value. And for me, that's priceless. So Ms. Kim, I'm hoping that you would, together with all of your teams, I had the wonderful privilege of interviewing one of your OTs some time back. And, I struggled to remember some names. Rails I remember for some reason, but we won't talk about that today. But I would love very much, honestly, to be able to.
Well, we're right next door, so you give me a weekly slot, and I'll have somebody here. Honestly, like that is a promise. We also have guys that are interested in broadcasting.
Yeah.
So if Radio Cayman might have an internship spot, that would be amazing as well. So you
know
can
what?
discuss it further.
It's the best to ask, and let us see what we can endeavor.
Yeah.
I will liaise with you before the day is out.
Certainly.
And we'll ask a couple of things because.
Sounds good. We also have our recording studio at the center as well. So, if we ever needed to do any sort of like satellite broadcasting over there, then you could help us get that fixed up as well.
There you go. Joel, something else for you to do? No, but thanks much. Ross, thank you as well.
Yeah.
Thanks very much. Thanks for having us. And just to say, if anyone wants to reach out to us, the email and phone number, either if you can help us or you think we can help you, it'll work both ways. So just a reminder.
Well, if I overstate this or if I misstate it, let me know. But if you work alongside with employ or otherwise interact with any of your clientele, you'll be amazed at their industriousness, their dedication, their enthusiasm, and their proficiency. You would
1,000%.
Yeah, I've seen it firsthand, and I've had to say, guys, slow down. I try and keep up with you. Just hang on a second. I mean, they attack the task with such zeal and proficiency. It's amazing, man, and it reminds you that you have to be grateful. So. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Thank you too for having us.
All right. The new sunrise. Thanks very much. All right. Well, we would tease him when he comes in, the Right Honourable Delroy Murray, but wait till he gets into the studio. So join us right after the break.
A caring and community spirit, cherished family and cultural values. These are some of the things that still embodies the Caymanian way of life in the Eastern Districts today. Savannah Pharmacy, your neighborhood pharmacy, located in Countryside Shopping Village, is delighted to offer products and services of real value. Whether it's catering to your family's medical needs or carrying apparel, gifts, and beauty products, Savannah Pharmacy provides you with more than just prescriptions. Remember, they're always just around the corner with everything your family needs and convenient opening hours, including Sundays and holidays. Savannah Pharmacy. For more information, call 946-3336.
For medical lab services in Cayman, go straight to MedLab.
For a full range of medical services, pleasant, clean and comfortable environment, no long lines and affordable fees, visit MedLab at the Smith Road Plaza. Open Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and half day on Saturdays. Call 949-7331 to make your appointment.
For medical lab services in Cayman, MedLab.
Ask our professional team about the benefits of cutting-edge technology with MedLab's new state-of-the-art digital mammogram machine.
They say that when it hits you, it hits you. A feeling so strong that it's impossible not to give in to a juicy piece of KFC. To feel elevated by the aroma and to free fall into its exciting flavor. Some call it love, attraction, desire. We call it KFC. Ignite your senses with KFC.
The best foundation you can wear is glowing, healthy skin. The offices of dermatologist Dr. Wayne Porter specialize in enhancing your skin's well-being. Whether you're seeking advanced skin care, including any skin cancers, Botox, filler, cosmetic skin enhancements, or simply looking to reduce wrinkles, Dr. Porter offers a full-service dermatology and dermatological surgery practice. For more information, email drportercayman@gmail.com or call 946-9020. That is 946-9020.
JN Money, money touchdown. Send the money now. Reach wow. You say you need some money. JN Money, I can send it in a hurry. Get through quick when you come collect your cash or use your money card and swipe it in a flash. Send funds to any bank, yeah. Pay your bills quick, yeah. Low fees, you know what it, yeah. JN Money, we are pick, yeah. Send and receive funds at any JN Money location. It's fast, affordable, and convenient. Money touchdown with JN Money. Send funds to any bank, yeah. Pay your bills quick, yeah. Low fees, you know what it, yeah. JN Money, we are pick, yeah.
Call 345-945-2014 for details. Available at JN Money locations across the Cayman Islands.
As the community continues to take precautions from COVID-19, it is important to stay prepared for other disasters now that we're in the hurricane season. Here are some post-hurricane safety tips from the Department of Environmental Health. Cistern water designated for the purposes of drinking, cooking, and bathing must be disinfected before use after a hurricane. Simply leave the water for 1 minute after it begins to boil, or to disinfect with bleach, add 3 ounces of chlorine bleach to every 1,000 gallons of water. A residual bleach smell is an indicator that the water has been properly disinfected. For full guidance on post-hurricane safety tips, visit www.deh.gov.ky.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon and welcome, Mike, and thanks for joining us. And I'm really honored to be able to highlight, all the great things that happen in our community. And now, as president, make sure I get it right, of the Cayman Islands Athletic Association.
We're doing a name change. It's going to be in keeping with World Athletics. We're going to become Cayman Athletics at some point in time. Once we finalize the legal requirements from the Registrar of Companies.
Well, I heard the whispering. So this is, no, Horace Parrott, you're still the sovereign president.
Yeah, they draw my back into it.
Mr. Delroy Murray, if you ever had the opportunity to sit, hopefully not in the dock, but, maybe in the gallery sometime and watch Mr. Murray, finesse the courtroom, his eloquence, it's,
trying to get me into trouble.
Yeah, just a little bit. A gentleman that I think we all love, admire, and respect, Mr. Raymond Albergo. To see him and Mr. Hill as well in the courts, you remind me of the young Raymond.
That's a high plateau in America.
Yeah, man. I honestly, for many of us who would watch reality TV, stop wasting time. I wish the courts were a little bit more accessible, that we could go and sit and appreciate the proceedings.
Well, you can, it's open to the public as long as it's not a private thing, but not many people want to be seen in a courthouse, quite frankly.
I used to love it, man.
I used to love it. Can we swap jobs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anytime, man, anytime. I know you do great at mine. I'll try to do as well at yours. But the reason why I say that is that there's so much sometimes when you would see the proceedings in court, they recognize that this is a collaborative effort on the part. And it was almost, I'll be guided by you, tripartite. You have defense, you have, prosecuting, you have the judge or the jury in a sense. And they all need to work together for an outcome. And when I look at athletics, for instance, you have the parent, you have the coach, you have the athlete. And the fourth part, like the jury, is the support that comes from the community, whether it's corporate support, whether it's public support through the allocation of funds, but it's the participants and spectators who need to come into the stands and cheer on the athletes. That gives them some sort of incentive.
Yeah, and that is what when we have inter-primary, certainly back in the day, had the parents coming in, filling up the grandstand, cheering on their youngsters, etc. It created the atmosphere which the athletes felt appreciated, and it pushed them better. Unfortunately, we've seen a dwindling in terms of parents in particular and relatives coming out to support inter-primary. Inter-secondary has always had that issue.
Yeah.
And somebody says a growth issue. In other words, when you're young, your parents are there to encourage you. But once you're able to express yourself, then the parents sometimes wither away, etc. But I think it's more than that. I think it is an issue with the belief that sports is just fun and games, and the belief that sport is not an integral part of the educational system. Right. And pardon me for going on.
No, please.
A culture does not depend on how much money you have in your pocket. A culture is the things you do culturally in terms of arts, sports, music, drama, that kind of thing is what gives a country a culture.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, but the promotion of culture and sports here, I find wanting. And I find certainly, athletic achievements, that is very pronounced. It's not that we don't have the talent. We have the talent, but the community doesn't rally around the talent, and athletes tend to get frustrated and say, why am I doing this? The support is key.
Yeah. And we know from research, but even if we were to limit it to our own circles, that child from whom there is heavy parental involvement, coach or some other influential adult, that child does so much better in life, in everything. And yet, as a community, we don't rally around.
Is it that we don't rally around, or is it that the community as a whole is so caught up in the bread and butter issues each day that they don't have the time to rally around?
Okay.
Because that is part of I think of the social fabric that needs some addressing. People have to be working sometimes 2-3 jobs, I'm told.
Yeah.
And they just can't find the time.
Yeah. I did something that I like to do because it helps me to get a more considered perspective. I don't do it to be empirical, exhaustive, or even consider it that it is in a semblance of research, but it helps me. So as part of our discussion today, in a short time span, I called up a number of individuals. It wasn't scientific because I knew the people I was calling. I said to them, I just wanted to get your perspective on something specifically when it comes to sports and athletics, and we've had events come up. Now, aside from the mindset that many of us have adopted, I don't want to publicly associate. I don't go to parties. I don't want to go to dinner. I don't want to be in large gatherings. That is concerning to me from the psychological perspective, but that aside for now. You just touched on it. Many of them have said, listen, my employment doesn't allow me to come away from the day. I'm even having challenges getting to pick up the children. And I wonder if we understand what that means.
I'm drawing on personal experience now, and I hate to do that. But my sons attended West Bay Primary School, and they will tell you. And they both played sports. And they will tell you, the teachers will tell you, I never miss a game.
Yep.
I didn't even miss a training session if I didn't have to, because I understand the importance of parental support of their children. But I was fortunate. I am self-employed. I could do that. Many parents are not self-employed. Most parents are not self-employed and cannot. They would love to, but they simply cannot find the time to do that. And we are in the, as I call it, the embryonic stages still of sports.
Yeah,
we're still learning it, still trying to get our foot wet in the whole, in the entire scheme of things. We have had some outstanding athletes, but that's individual athletes.
Yeah.
We're not producing them. We're waiting like manna from heaven to fall. And then there's a Sidoni Mothersill, there's a Kareem Street Thompson, there's a Kimar Hyman, etc. We're not producing them. They are the exceptions to the rule. And certainly that has always troubled me.
Yeah.
Right? We quickly jump on the bandwagon of an overseas athlete who's doing well, and we sing his praises, etc., etc. But we need to develop our own.
Yeah.
We need to put the program into place, and we should have a consistent development program. We have started it at the CIAA, in that we are identifying athletes for 2024, 2028, 2032 Olympic Games. These are the athletes who we say can make it if they're given the proper tools, not just the physical tools, but more significantly, the mental tools as to how to compete. We thought we had a technical director. Still don't know if we have a technical director, and that is hampering us.
Yeah.
At the CIAA.
But see, and this is why I'm very grateful. I know not just your personal, professional commitments, your civic obligations, but the way you share your time, and even, well, if it's okay, those who don't know, you coach as well, right? You're there offering up your assistance, right? I'm grateful that you would come and share, and as we are listening, whether we're a parent, whether we're a politician, whether we're some individual that may want to sponsor in some way. This is about nation building, as you shared. This is about a legacy, but this is about inclusion in our society. So if we don't have that transfer from, say, the primary to the other events that unfold, into primary is good, into secondary is an issue, are we directly, not even inadvertently anymore, saying to our children, well, there's no point in this because you have no future?
I don't think that is a direct thing, but it is a byproduct of it. I don't think that anybody is saying to the athlete, student athlete, there's no future in this for you. I don't think so. I just don't think that we have paid much attention to the social fabric of the society, if I may say so. The arts and craft, the sports, etc. It is almost like a hit or miss. The necessary scientific approach just ain't there.
Yeah, man. All right, well, when we come back from the break, we really want to make use of your time. We really appreciate honoring this. We understand the demands, but we'll talk about the events this weekend and maybe talk more about the society implications.
Okay.
Mr. Delaware Murray is a guest. Please stay tuned for Talk Today.
Busy, busy, busy. Feel like there's not just enough hours in the day. Savannah Pharmacy, service to make your life easier. Now you can WhatsApp your prescription order to 929-5045. And pickup is just around the corner with everything your family needs and convenient opening hours including Sundays and holidays. WhatsApp your prescription order to 929-5045. Savannah Pharmacy, wholesome values with modern conveniences.
Subway is giving you flavor around the clock with the new Chicken Squad sandwich options. Try the classic chicken and bacon ranch, the sweet and savory barbecue chicken, or the chicken cordon bleu. 3 new appetizing and delicious sub options that you can also make into a wrap. The Chicken Squad is available at Subway for only a limited time. Subway, giving you something to cluck about.
Threads, fibers, the finger-printed view, history captured, vibrations of color from canvas, the vivid, the lively, the subtle message in image, the potter's dream, the picture that speaks, that sings, that shouts, that laughs, that cries, layers of truth in revelation. The National Gallery, celebrating 25 years since 1996, now finally rooted in 10-year-old digs, a permanent home since 2012. The National Gallery of the Cayman Islands, our leading voice, the face of the visual arts, education, exhibition, the pearl of cultural exhortation, home of our treasure, the permanent collection. Bendel hides the pillar, the icon, master painter, trailblazer, our Caymanian Picasso. Rotary Central invites you to view all that we are at the National Gallery. Rotary serves to change lives.
Cayman, get ready for Blossom Premium All-Inclusive. Come enjoy ambience, sweet soca music, and a star-powered cast featuring Edwin Yearwood, Edwin Yearwood, Edwin Yearwood, Edwin Yearwood.
Oh gosh, Cayman Island, what's up? This is Edwin here without a crossfire out of Barbados, and I'm going to be there at Blossom Premium All-Inclusive.
Thursday, 30th June at the National Gallery. Party time 7 p.m. to midnight. Dress code light cocktail attire. Blossom Premium All-Inclusive, a production of Calabra and SW Limited.
Approximately 600 children aged 3 and over are enrolled in local early childhood centers this academic year. 218 families sought educational funding through the Early Childhood Assistance Program. 77% qualified for funding. See if your child qualifies and secure financing before September by downloading an application form from the Ministry of Education website at www.gov.ky/education and emailing the completed form to ecap@gov.ky by June 30. For more important ECAP application dates, follow Cayman Islands Education on Facebook and Instagram.
The 8:12 a.m. weather report, Monday through Friday, is proudly sponsored by CG Britcay. Insurance, health, pensions, life. where people come first.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon, welcome back, and thanks again to the president of CIA, Mr. Delamario Murray, for joining us. And I'm hoping that as you, I guess you said, rename, rebrand, regroup, and sort of reconstitute the legal entity, that we start to appreciate increasingly the need to have this investment on a national basis to inculcate pride, to show within our athletes that there is not only a personal reward, but there is a national accomplishment. You're on the stage, right?
Let me put it this way. We're the 5th largest financial industry in the world, I'm told.
When I was in primary school, I heard 3rd.
Okay,
so I don't know.
Whatever it is.
Right.
Does that put you on the map anywhere?
We're on a list for something, for sure. But
right, well. Point I'm making is that the society is idealized, appreciated, adored, not so much by the money it has, right? It is by the social fabric, the sporting, the arts, the culture. I mean, everybody knows Bill Gates, right? He's rich. But more people know this youngster from Warriors who just won the basketball trophy, Curry.
A much better person.
Usain Bolt.
Yeah.
Jillian Fraser. Right. You name it. It is these people who embody culture, sports and culture, who people look up to generally, than the man who has Mr. Bezos' money.
Yeah.
It's fine. These are the people who bring humanity to human beings, right? And so sport is an integral part of the whole development of a nation, right? It's because I come from where I come from. I understand the sports. I understand the importance of sports in a national culture, right? And when I came here and I went to my first inter-primary, because I went there, I was saying that I'm just going to watch some children play egg and spoon race and what have you. But at the end of the day, I'm at the edge of my seat, and I'm saying, damn, there's talent here, real talent here. Yeah. And I'm leaving, and I see the then president, and I ask what happens to these children. He says, they fall through the cracks.
Yeah. But why is that? And why should that be?
Well, that was my question.
Yeah.
Why should it be? Don't you have an intersecondary competition? No. Why don't you have an how do you develop them then?
Yeah. So is it then, right?
And it's not just football. I suspect it's the same thing with other sports in the country.
Yeah. I think that's when it comes back down to why we can celebrate the individual, because for some reason, whether it's a parent or something, maybe it's easier for us to focus on that one individual. Maybe it's access through finance or opportunity, or whatever it is. But why have that one when there are many, right? And we see it with everything in the arts, as you say, in athletics, even academics. And I don't know that I'm prepared to venture why I think it is just yet, but I'm hoping that we'll have that public discourse as we look about social investment and through sport. You talk about inter-primary, but even that one primary school in the house competition, and you were there not just cheering your child, but you've seen all the other children.
It's interesting what you say, because it's something I've given a lot of thought on. Here's a structure. You have a classroom. You have a house, you have a school, you have a country. So where I'm getting here. So you play inter-class competition. You get selected for if you have a house, you get selected for the house team. You play a house competition. You then get selected to the school team. You play school teams against school teams. And people come out and see and recognize the talent. And you recognize that child from primary school coming up through high school, coming through the national thing, which is why the country can then can then support this athlete because it has seen the growth of this athlete. Yeah. And I go back again, and some people don't like me talking about it, but that is what is missing. That is what is missing here, right? We have Sidonie Mothersill, talented athlete, superbly talented athlete, but nobody saw her development through the high school stage, etc. So there's a linkage, which is when you develop it along a certain line, that the society has with the athlete, because the society has seen that athlete grow from a little boy, teenage years, now into a big man. Right? So society is invested in him or her.
But is that the problem then, that we come back to that challenge of work life, and there are many of us who would want to, but for some reason our colleagues or our supervisors, whatever they tell, seem to either put an impediment or we perceive that there is this challenge of leaving work to do this thing. And if there isn't the social ethos to be supportive, some friends of mine on the BRAC, as an example, said an event on the BRAC, even the happiness in the court sometimes, you would see the community come out. It's not just that it's small in terms of population. I think that they will understand the importance of community participation and support. How do we regain, or somehow cement that within this wider community?
To me, it all starts within the schools. That's why it all starts within the schools. We don't have colleges here who, like in America, who can pyramid and they compete one with the other. It has to start in the schools. Then having reached the schools, it is then for the national associations to put in place developmental tools to carry them to the next level, right? And that is key, because it is a building block. You can't start at primary school and expect him to play like Messi. It don't work. It doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
You can't then take him out of primary school and put him into a club team where the essence is not on training and development, but on winning competitions. Yeah. No, it has to be a constant building block going forward, so that the athlete, when he gets to the national level, will be at the peak of his or her powers.
So there are two things then, Mr. Murray, that you say in that resonates. For want of a better term, I'll use the one you use, technical director. We need to have those people in those programs that ensure that the emphasis is on developing the child, irrespective of that child and irrespective of where this person has been sort of seconded or employed. But then in our education system, I don't know it to be the case, but I gather again from my quick phone calls earlier that it is the perception that in schools across Grand Cayman, I didn't talk to anybody on the BRAC, that if the child is in a sport and the child has to travel for that sport or has to be training that evening for that sport, that somehow some schools, some subjects, some teachers have a perception that that thing is secondary. It gets in the way of the classroom. Now, I don't mean to be offensive, but
you just hit in all the points that I've experienced here. So I was asked to come join the Athletic Association for the sole purpose of getting into secondary competition going on a regular basis. And I met with I sat down, I wrote a program, I wrote a plan, and I met with the then minister and the permanent secretary. And the first thing that I was asked, won't this interfere with class time? I was taken aback. I was like, class time? And I said, well, where I'm from, we have hundreds of high schools, and we do this meet in 2 days. So it can be done on a Friday evening or on a Saturday. And then I'm told, well, what about the Seventh-day Adventists? And I said, well, I'm not disrespecting the religion, but the women's 100 meters at the Olympics is run on a Saturday. Sometimes, I'm not demeaning anybody's religious belief, but you cannot use that to say that the others should therefore not develop or be given an opportunity to show what they can do, etc.
We impose as man too many limitations, impediments, and exclude too many. So Murray, our personal conversations aside, I think what you shared publicly all on Sunday, know your love, respect, and true championing for the student, the student athlete for athletics. And hopefully as we listen now, we'll understand the passion. We have the news break. I can't afford you by the hour, but you got another couple minutes, then we can talk about the event.
About the event, yeah.
Okay. And see, when you speak to good people with intellect and such enthusiasm, you just, you come away encouraged. Quickly join us after the break.
Radio Cayman,
the voice,
the heart, the soul of the Cayman Islands.
Today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman.
Your voice, your choice.
Local, regional, international. This is Headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
Today's biggest news.
With your latest headlines, I'm Felicia Rankin-Solins. The UCCI commencement ceremony, originally scheduled for Saturday, June 25th, 2022, will now take place on Wednesday, August 17th, 2022. This will be a double celebration for both commencement and convocation. More detailed information about the event will follow closer to the date. In international news, comedian Bill Cosby sexually assaulted a teenager at the Playboy Mansion in Los Angeles in 1975, a jury has found. Judy Huth testified to the civil trial that Cosby, 84, had forced her to perform a sex act on him at the venue when she was 16 years old. The jury also ruled that Cosby must pay Ms. Huth, who is now 64, $500,000 in damages. Less than a year ago, Cosby walked free from prison after his sexual assault conviction was thrown out. More than 50 women have come forward with abuse allegations against the man once known as America's Dad. Canada's members of parliament will be given panic buttons to call police in an emergency amid growing harassment, intimidation, and threats of violence. The move was announced by Public Safety Minister Marco Mendicino, who has himself received death threats. The very negative and toxic rhetoric that we see online was very concerning, he said. Canada's MPs have also been threatened on the streets, and last year PM Justin Trudeau was pelted with rocks. These are your headlines. I'm Felicia Rankin-Solins.
For the latest in news and information,
follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, radiocayman.gov.ky.
We wanna go and Backyard, Caymanian and Jamaican cuisine. 7 Mile Beach might have changed, but Backyard is bringing it back. True Caribbean food in the heart of 7 Mile, just like Mama's home cooking. Brown stew snapper, Cayman-style beef, jerk chicken, turtle stew, and the delicious list goes on. Dine in, take out, or order with the Bento app. Backyard, Caymanian and Jamaican cuisine, 269 West Bay Road, or call 746-4603. Backyard, daily lunch specials, and the one-of-a-kind Fun Day Sunday brunch. Backyard.
Your Yesteryear Musical, Saturday evenings at 8 o'clock on Breeze Radio. Entertaining, enlightening, and inspirational. Topical with CI cultural and heritage flashbacks. And the wonderful music of yesteryear. From the Thomas Edison era to the recent past. Your Yesteryear Musical, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on Breeze Radio. 105.3 FM in Grand Cayman. And 91.9 FM in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners' participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon and welcome back. And I want to say publicly thanks to Mr. Delroy Murray for joining us, not just to speak to athletics, not just to encourage the wider community to come out, especially this weekend to participate. We know the Caribbean Championships are coming up shortly. We see our Olympic Committee organizing. We understand the work that goes in logistically to getting things in order. But I think, and through you, not just because of our respect for you, your eloquence, but your professionalism, I say this properly, that we need as individuals, whether as employers, whether as parents, to appreciate that this needs to be a societal ethos that is inculcated in us from the education system to the home, that through sport, we're making our children healthy in body, mind, and spirit. if it's okay, you're an athlete, right?
Was.
No, man, I still see you there, man. And you know that when you were doing athletics, you perform better in the classroom, right?
So I've been told that athletes perform better in the classroom. I don't know if you can use me as the example for that.
Okay.
But I gather the scientists say so, and I'm not one to argue with the scientists. Athletes do. It's kind of funny because you're considered a dunce in the first instance.
You know where I was going, right?
And then when the results come, then you're like, damn, the dunces did well.
Yeah.
And then you can say, does this have anything to do with the fact that I was an athlete? Yeah. But there are some, the scientists say so, and I will argue with them.
Something that I think I would say without hesitation, only because limited, I've seen it in terms of being seated all day at a desk. If you're active, otherwise than that, when you're sitting down, you're able to sit longer without coming up and being sore and the like. So truck drivers, and in particular race car drivers, you would think, well, they're sitting down, right? I mean, they're not running a marathon, but yet if they're not physically fit, right, that hour or hours behind the wheel becomes an ordeal, mentally and physically.
I think the way I can relate to that is this. From a professional point of view, I like to be on my feet rather than sitting down.
Yes.
You tend to visualize things somehow much better when you're on your feet and when you're sitting down. I don't know what is the science behind that, but it is. I find, certainly for me, I'm able to express myself better if I'm on my feet than I'm sitting down. There's a friend of mine who is actually in the physiotherapy building, and he said to me, and I proved it. We all need to stand up while working.
Yeah.
It's like one of these desktops things which you raise, elevate, and you stand up. And at first I was like, oh, this is a lot of mumbo jumbo. But over time I have come to realize that there is a science to it, and that in fact it does work.
Well, I'm glad you shared that, man, because when the cameras were absent from the studio, Susan and I would now and again, when there's no guests, I'd say that I just need to stand and stretch, right? And by doing that, some of us talk with our hands a little bit more than others, and you be careful when you hit the mic. But if you're moving, you get a sense of clarity. Again, like you, I don't know, I understand the science, but it gets the body and the blood flowing. That athlete that is training for something, there's discipline, we understand there. There's teamwork. There's not only the determination and dedication, but there's a sense of accomplishment. And the part that has been lacking, and I'm hopeful that this weekend will, see a very positive change, is us now as the spectators and the participants, the cheerleaders and the champions coming into the stands. So we got Saturday and Sunday?
Saturday and Sunday at 3 o'clock on both days. We're starting them. And we really would want the audience to come out. It's a Saturday evening. You have other activities to do, but these are your children. These are the upcoming athletes. We have tried our best to ensure that all of our top athletes are here. Some have injury problems and will not compete, so that will be an issue. But certainly it is on a weekend in which every country under World Athletics management is required to have a national trials. Yeah. There are no Grand Prix meets this weekend. It is all international meets, so that no athlete can say, "Well, I'm going to the Grand Prix and not coming to the national trials." No, the World Athletics says you have to go to your national trials. We don't have in abundance athletes, but what we have are younger in the adult age group. But what we do have are talented athletes in the younger age group, and they're the ones who have been the backbone of track and field in the Cayman Islands ever since I've been here. And I know that we have improved audience participation, etc. And the audience have returned to the sport, and I'm certainly asking each of the regulars, bring another person with you. The athletes do not perform at their best
when there is a support mechanism, when the audience is cheering them on, etc. That's when athletes perform at their best. We should come back to what I said to you about intersecondary.
Yeah.
It is athletes cheering on athletes rather than spectators coming there to cheer on the athletes. We can't. It's difficult to. It is what encourages athletes to perform. The fact that they are being supported, etc. So we certainly urge the public on Saturday and Sunday of this week, starting at 3 p.m. And we trying to see if we can uphold what we started in the season, that any one session doesn't run more than 3 hours, so that the science says that after 3 hours your attention span starts to evaporate at these events.
And this is at Truman Sports
at the Truman Bodden Stadium.
Yeah. It's right there. The parking is accessible.
Parking is there, but everybody wants to park in front of the main grandstand.
It's not that far a walk, guys.
Well, there's more than ample parking there, but everybody wants to be up against the fence.
Admission. I know many are
spending. There's no admission.
Yeah, I was going to say to you, more spend on some of the things that we don't use. So there's no excuse in terms of I can't afford it financially. Right. If you haven't been, you'll be surprised what you're going to see. Now, we look at the last Carifta, and our athletes went over. And for some of us, we were shocked. Oh, I didn't know, and it was a family member. But for some of us, we're going, yeah, this is what I expected.
This. If you look back at the history of Carifta, and I had to do it in 2010. My good friend, Mr. Roberts, who was then the president, was in here earlier on. He gave me some stick outside, but that's cool.
We will talk about that.
Yes. If you look at the Cayman Islands history, because everybody is interested in the glamour events, the 100, the 200, the 400s. Yeah. Cayman Islands has an amazing history at Carifta in field events. In field events. Cayman Islands, we have won over 100 medals overall over the years. But the vast majority of them, if you look at it, is going to be in field events. Right? And what we're trying to do, certainly, under this executive, is to say, look, all at least just gravitate to these, for want of a better, can I say the word sexy on the air?
Well, I don't know. Can you say sexy? Yeah.
These events. Yeah. And what we have got is why we say we need a technical director. Because we, looking at athletes, his mother still is a former athlete, can look at an athlete and say, this child does not fit into a sprint.
Yeah.
But he can do a multi-event.
Right.
He's built to do a multi-event. He never win in the sprints. But with what he looks physically as and what we know he can do, he can jump, he can throw, he can run to do well in a multi-event. So we've got to start looking at athletes. That's why we need a technical director who can look at an athlete and say, I think you should be a pole vaulter or a discus thrower, etc. That you are more built for that, etc. Rather than the athlete selecting for himself what event he's going to do. And he's only going to do that event.
Right.
And then he doesn't make the team and he becomes disenchanted and he walks away from the program. We're looking at a more developmental approach to the sport in which we, at the national level, identify the athletes, bring them in, put them under the tutelage of our coaches, and we have some good coaches here.
Yeah.
All right? Don't make anybody fool you. We have some good technical coaches here, but under the directorship of a proven technical director. So we can get more coaches involved. We can start training our own coaches, etc. That's what we want to do.
Yeah.
We want to put on more events. We want to put on things like, I've never seen a steeplechase here. Here. I've never seen it. I know we've done some pole vaults here. I've never seen the hammer thrown here, etc. And you know something? We have so many walkers on the street. And I've been trying to implore my executive, we need
speed walking.
Speed walking. We need to get somebody. And they have told me a person, and I need to contact him to teach it, to just go through it so that the people can see it. And we put it on they start as a fun event, but in
Yeah.
terms of developing the sport all round, rather than the 1, 2, 4, and after the 400 meters,
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
nobody wants to go any further.
Yeah.
And again, it comes back with us to the schools. I mean, I hear the argument. We run a medley relay at interprimary, in which the last leg is the 800 meters. We start the interprimary at 800 meters, and I'm like, why don't we have a 400 meters at this age group? And I'm being told energy system, and I'm like, what energy system are you talking about? But we just get stuck in this thing without recognizing what it is that we are saying.
Yeah.
You know?
See, this is why I'm hoping that as you look at what's going to happen going forward, that through education and awareness, not just promotion and celebration, we start to appreciate what it takes and what we have. And as you're talking about, I mean, one of our former police commissioners, used the word sexy in terms of, some of the events that are transpired in our community, right? And we need to look beyond the glamour of it. But maybe I can ask, perhaps part of the failure on our part as a community is that we don't know the successes that we've had. We're not sufficient aware. When you talk about...
And that is a fault of the association.
Of the community as a whole.
No, but of the associations. Yeah. It is the duty of the associations to make it known, to make the community aware of it. When I was there earlier at the head of the association, we would use, and we plan to do this, do features on athletes.
Yeah.
We have just entered into a contract with Kelly Holdings to do our fundraising and promotional activities, and they have some fantastic ideas. Because we need to bring the sport more into a professional setting rather than volunteer setting. We need to get people who know the sport, who can administer the sport for the proper growth of the community and not for any other motives. Right? That's very, very important. Because as I said to you, in my sport, track and field, it is in an embryonic stage. It doesn't matter how many medals you win currently at Carifta.
Yeah.
We have had a Mothersill and Street Thompson, as far as I can recall, are the only two who have earned medals at the highest level of the sport. So we're still in an embryonic stage. We haven't grown out of that.
And we have the potential to do so.
We do.
Yeah,
we do.
See, this is where I think as people hear you as president, but hear you as the person and reflect and understand that we appreciate that if this is home and this is where we're going to live and grow, we need to invest, we need to support.
Listen to it. We have two youngsters going to World Under 20, World Junior Championships, who have both run consistently 10 middle.
Yeah.
10 middle. Right? Not one, two.
Yeah.
Right? And we have others in the program who are running capable and have run below 11 seconds.
Yeah.
So nobody don't tell me that the talent ain't here. All right? I get goosebumps right now talking about it. The talent is here. We're just playing the fool with the talent.
And this is... We'll talk about this, because I think sometimes we need to call a spade, and we need to affect people's sensibilities. You and I both know that some of these, that before they were in the double digits, so 8, 7, 8, 9, we would run alongside them, and we thought we were fast, and they would leave us. If we develop them, they'll be the next gold medalists. They'll be the next generation that inspire. Right?
You're talking our talk now. That's why I said to you, we are identifying them in a 4-year cycle. These are the ones we need to groom.
Mr. Murray, I apologize to my good friend over the controlling the board that I didn't see the break. I know you got to get back. I got to find a break. Your choice, sir, to stay on for the next couple of minutes, or if you need to exit. I appreciate every second of your time.
I give you 15 more minutes.
All right, well, we take 8.
Right, good.
All right.
Okay.
Stay tuned for Talk Today.
From boat days to beach gatherings, leave the catering to Subway. Choose from small and large sandwich platters, double meat wrap platters, and top it off with optional cookie platters for dessert. Or ask about our Subway box to go with the option of 6-inch or foot-long sandwich, 1 cookie, and 1 bag of chips. for all occasions and celebrations. Let Subway focus on the food so you can focus on the fun. Visit subway.ky for catering options. Subway. Eat fresh.
A caring and community spirit, cherished family and cultural values. These are some of the things that still embodies the Caymanian way of life in the Eastern Districts today. Savannah Pharmacy, your neighborhood pharmacy, located in Countryside Shopping Village, is delighted to offer products and services of real value. Whether it's catering to your family's medical needs or carrying apparel, gifts, and beauty products, Savannah Pharmacy provides you with more than just prescriptions. Remember, they're always just around the corner with everything your family needs and convenient opening hours, including Sundays and holidays. Savannah Pharmacy. For more information, call 946-3336.
For medical lab services in Cayman, go straight to MedLab.
For a full range of medical services, pleasant, clean and comfortable environment, no long lines and affordable fees, visit MedLab at the Smith Road Plaza. Open Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and half day on Saturdays. Call 949-7331 to make your appointments.
For medical lab services in Cayman, MedLab.
Ask our professional team about the benefits of cutting-edge technology with MedLab's new state-of-the-art digital mammogram machine.
If you care about your car's performance and fuel economy, you must fill up at Jose's Escape with the new Pure 93. Experts know that the higher the octane rating, the better your engine will perform. Pure 93 is the highest octane fuel available in Cayman. Protect your car against pre-ignition and engine knocks. Top up your tank now with Pure 93 at Jose's Rubis and enter to win an awesome track bike. But there's more. Jose's offers 2 lateral flow test kits for only $10. The best KN95 masks, 2 for $5. And 10 stylish black surgical masks are only $5. Share the love. Purchase Reflections gift certificates and enter to win the amazing Trek bike.
The Department of Labor and Pensions reminds employers and employees that the pensions holiday ends on June 30th. The deduction of pension contributions resume on July 1st, and the payment of the mandatory 10% pension contributions is due by the 15th of the following month.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon, welcome back. And I want to say, if you doesn't mind, a very, very humble thanks, gratitude to Mr. Delaware Murray for coming and talking athletics, to extend an invitation for all of us Saturday and Sunday this weekend to come out to the Trombone Stadium and to see the national championships. As a very involved observer, so to speak, to see these young boys and girls give their heart and their soul, to watch them train some evenings. Okay, I'm running up and down the bleachers and they're there. And I'm thinking, these things are faster than I can go in my car. But they're there consistently, and then they go home and they got a lot of homework to do. We got to support them and show them that we're there to cheer them on. You know what? We got a lot going on Saturday and Sunday, but nothing like investing in our people. Free admission.
Free admission.
Wow.
So you better get in early because something tells me that they might change it soon. But this year it's free.
Yeah. And you said it, we have a lot of demands on our time. I get that. For many of us, it's church on Saturday. Some of us, it's the shift work. Some of us, that little time that we got to do something around the house. But if you don't go and support your children, no. And we're talking, what's the maximum? What's the age range?
Good question. Yeah. Cayman Islands is going to be unique
at
this national championships. Most national championships you have, the range is, you don't even get juniors. You don't get youth rather. You get juniors and seniors.
Mm-hmm.
That's the two categories. We don't have enough juniors and seniors to make a track meet. We really don't. Right? It's unfortunate. So our national championships will be the age group, and there's the national championships under 7s, under 9, under 11, under 13, under 15. Then we get to juniors, which is under 17.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get to men's and women's open categories. There are no under 20s this year. We're moving from it. We're telling to our under 20s, you must now compete against adults. But we want the adults to come out and see if they can beat our youngsters. We were expecting Kimar Hyman to be there, but I gather has some niggles and may not be there, which is unfortunate, because the audience would have loved to have seen him going against Devontae Howell and Jaden Reed over 100 and 200 meters, right? But he will not be there. But now we're putting all our under-20s in it. And we're hoping we did the civil service meet last week, which was quite good.
Yeah.
Went a bit too long, but it was quite good. and they certainly enjoyed themselves.
They did, yeah.
And we are hoping that some of them will enter the national championships. We want to make the sport more community-based, more inclusive. Right now it is more like a post-school.
Almost like a club.
We have club, but it's mostly post-school age people. We want to get the community more involved. We did send out an invitation to the business houses to have a similar thing to the what we did with the civil service. But unfortunately, they didn't respond. Right? But we need to find the talent. The talent is here. You can't expect, we as an association need to go out and find the talent. We can't expect the talent to walk in, as I said, manna from heaven.
Yeah.
It don't work.
You know what? A preacher once said, God helps those who help themselves.
Yes, I've heard that too.
And this community, we look on one side, the critical mass. As you shared, population-wise, we don't have the numbers. But that should be easier to identify, right? What we do have and to develop them. And I think if you ever participated on the field in any sport or in the ring, you know what it's like to have a cheering supporter in the stands. Your own corner, your own teammates, the other athletes cheering you on is important. But that enthusiasm that comes beyond Mom and Daddy, that just comes from the stands, I don't know the science behind it necessarily, that we have the time to exhaust it, but it does something to you as an athlete.
It pushes you.
It pushes you that you didn't even think possible. And that scream from the stands that you don't think on the field you can hear, you hear it, you feel it in your bones. You know?
I mean, going back to Carifta, this year's Carifta, the under 17 boys 4x100 meters.
Yeah.
At the last leg that we were like in 6th position. But I'm quite sure the youngster Mays heard the screams and shouts from the stand and pushed himself to earn the bronze medal. You know, I was listening after the event to the YouTube version of the races, and the commentator, and he was like, and the Cayman Islands came third, and I'm like, you heard
that too. He was like, huh? But you know, the handoff from the second handoff.
Yes.
Right. When I saw that, and I'm looking at, you know, he passed them, and then the third. They were building momentum. Right. But that team has been training hard, and those guys are young. I mean, one of them is 15.
Listen,
my nephew is about 15.
Our under 20 athletes, say for probably one that I can think of. We'll be under 20 for the next 2 Carifta games.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Even with the hair.
The 4x100 meters team in under 20 boys is likely to be together for the next 2 Carifta games.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Just think about that.
Yeah. And this is where I think we see the success as a country, not just as the individual. And I watch them, and I see many of the other clubs and their coaches, and just, well, I take encouragement when I pass them, in their comings and goings, to watch that sacrifice, that they go out every day and they invest. Some of these are teachers, but they're still there after school. Some of these are parents who are coming out. And it's not just because, you know, I have, you know, a horse in the race, as it were. This is our people, man. This is our young boys and girls. So, Mr. President, I really appreciate it, man.
Thank you. And I again implore the general public, please make it a date this Saturday at 3 o'clock. And we start on time.
Yeah.
At 3 o'clock. And at Sunday afternoon also at 3 p.m. We ask you to be there. We ask you to come out and support the athletes. If you don't want to, even if you don't want to support the association, come out and support the athletes. All right? They need the support.
Yeah. And I think something in closing that I think we wouldn't appreciate. You don't realize that you actually know the children. Until you come and see them, and then you ask a question like we used to do. I'm starting to do it now. Who you for? You realize that this one's auntie is so-and-so, and you start to make connections. For some of us, that's what we probably need to appreciate it. But even if we can't or we don't, that person is a person. It's a young person. It's in our community. It's training exceptionally hard, very dedicated every day. They deserve our love and support. And one day, we might be like many of us who only show up for the photo ops. One day we see them on the world stage in the glamour, as you said. We can say, look, I know that person.
But that's the point I'm making.
I heard you.
That's the point I'm making.
Yeah.
Somebody, Usain Bolt.
Yeah.
He started out in the country.
Yeah.
Nobody knew him.
Yeah.
Now the whole world knows him.
That's right. And everybody is his friend. I know that about one or two others, and I laugh. There's a fella, I won't call his name, before he was on the world stage, we crossed paths. And he laughed, and then when I see him, I say, but, you just Johnny, he laughs because he's a regular person. You have that relationship, and we fail to appreciate that it's not, it's nothing more than the fact that we are, our brother's keeper. And Mr. Delroy, I hope and pray that people will accept the invitation to come out on, Saturday and Sunday, 3 o'clock. It's free admission.
It is.
To share.
And you would not want to be told that it was your loss if you didn't come.
Right. A quick, if I might, just clarify for me. I know we were saying 3, but Saturday is at 9 a.m., right? And Sunday is at 3.
No. Both
days?
That's what is on the website currently has to be corrected. Both days are at 3 p.m.
Okay.
Right. So 9 o'clock is a hot Sunday.
Yeah, okay. Well, one of our ardent listeners, a very strong advocate and proponent for athletics, was sharing. So I want to clarify. So both days, Saturday and Sunday, starts at 3 p.m.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the president himself
has presently advised. That's what I understand.
Yeah. Well, I thank you for that clarity. And if they want more information, well, they can seek it out. But thanks again. And then if the opportunity, any point, let us know how we can help.
Okay.
Have a wonderful afternoon, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me.
It's an honor. So, Mr. Delroy Murray, part of the Athletics Association, this Saturday and Sunday at Schomburg Sports Complex. We have great athletes. We just need to continue to support and encourage them. My friends, until tomorrow, be blessed.
Talk Today is brought to you by Subway, open 24 hours in Countryside, Anderson Square in Georgetown, and Centennial Towers in West Bay. And by the Ministry of District Administration, Tourism and Transport. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands. MedLab in Smith Road Plaza, your complete medical laboratory solution. Call 949-7331. And Savannah Pharmacy in Countryside Shopping Village, convenient opening hours including Sundays and holidays.